Hello, hello, hello. You are tuning into another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's first topic, Shannon Sharpe has some words for Lamar and his fans. Look, I've been pretty honest. I've documented pretty well the whole Shannon Sharpe, Lamar Jackson, pettiness and feud so far. And I've always said after Lamar said, look, man, I'm just out here trying to have fun. Let me have a little fun, man. Let me just be me. Shannon Sharpe went on Undisputed. You can look the video up for yourself if you don't believe me. And he stated, you know, Lamar, I ain't gonna give you no more advice. You can just do you, man. You told me to leave you alone, I'm gonna leave you alone. I ain't gonna give you no more advice. He got real in his feelings. And since then, he's been on a big note to make sure to always take shots at Lamar when he has the chance. Now, yesterday, after the absolute butt kicking that the Ravens put on the Detroit Lions, of course, after the game, people were bringing up Shannon Sharpe. They're also bringing up another Lions fan. I'll go into that later on today. But they were bringing up Shannon Sharpe. And they were saying, hey, I wonder if you're going to have anything good to say about Lamar this week. I wonder if you're going to do to Justin Herbert what you did to Lamar. I wonder if you're going to do to Josh Allen what you said about Lamar. And, of course, you already know he responded a little bit to a couple of the tweets. He didn't respond to mine, but he responded to some people's. And then he responded on his show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play. I have 3 clips, and I'm going to play these clips, and then I'm going to absolutely destroy these clips, okay? So here he goes defending his positioning on why or what he does with Lamar Jackson, all right? So here he goes.
A tremendous day. 21 of 27. Lamar Jackson had a tremendous day. 21 of 27, 357, 3 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. Lamar and his Raven fans had a lot to say to me today talking about I don't give him the praise. Ocho, can you tell the people that's watching, all 21,000, that the NFL is a week to week? Is that
coping?
Listen, I say it all the time. Lamar has been okay. And remember, I just said it not long ago. Lamar was due for a big day. I just said that. Lamar is due for a big day. He had games for 220, 219, 230, but he was due for a day like today. And oh my goodness, did he have a day? And it is week to week. It's just the funny thing about the NFL. It just not to get off topic, but look today. Damn Patriots upset the Bills. Who would have thought of that? Who would have thought of that? Or
this is Chad Ocho's
stay in context.
For everyone that doesn't know.
And Lamar, you get games like this, and you want to see him repeat the performance from today next week, and it might not be the same. It's just the business, and I just can't explain why it goes like this. It's up and down, but when you can find that happy medium where you can be consistent offensively, whether it's running the ball, whether it's RPO, whether it's play action, consistently each week in and week out, that is when you know you're in the conversation for MVP. But after today's performance, he has to be in it. He has to be in the.
But Ocho, what I noticed about the Ravens last week when Lamar Jackson went 1 for 6 in the red zone, it was a team game. They go 5 or 6 today. It's Lamar. I criticize his inability to get the ball into the end zone in the red zone. I said, what about the turnovers? Today, he was better in both. I said, you guys want me to praise Lamar or any other player that you guys like, even when they don't play well. That's not how it works. It doesn't work. If you don't play well, I cannot in good conscience trot my ass up there, sit in front of that camera and say, oh, man, he played well, when he didn't. I said, but when I criticize Peyton Manning and Brady and Rodgers and Big Ben and Drew Brees and Romo and Rivers and Ryan, I say, ain't none of y'all rushed to their rescue. I say, y'all sit y'all cry freedom ass down, because I know where y'all trying to go with this. Y'all trying to say, he from the community. No. And I appreciate what Lamar does in his community. That says a lot. But at the end of the day, my job is to evaluate week-to-week play. If a guy plays well, Ocho, I'm going to say he plays well. And if I said I didn't think he was going to play well and he plays well, I said I was wrong.
Listen, let me tell you something right now. For one, when it comes to Lamar, you do not do that. That's number one. Number two, I knew when you named the names that you named that you were going to make this race related. You see, the race-related argument is an argument to be made. But that's low-hanging fruit for me. I'm going a little more personal because it's a personal vendetta that you have against Lamar. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that, right? So you said that, it's because, we want you to just talk good because he's a black man. Right? Okay. Listen, it's not the only clip I got. Hold on. We are not done.
Today was perfect. That's a perfect metric to measure 21 for 27 for the what? 357?
Yes. But
you're not gonna throw for 357 every week. But
21 of 27.
Only 6 incompletions?
6 incompletions.
That's almost unheard of.
That's almost unheard of.
Happens once you win the MVP. That's the standard in which you're critiqued by. You are no longer a regular quarterback. Don't be talking about Dak.
Right.
Don't be talking about Kyler Murray. Don't be talking about Justin Herbert. Don't no.
Justin Herbert in there.
MVP. How many other quarterbacks are currently playing that are MVP? I can only think of one. My homeboy. All the rest, Rodgers is on IR, but he's the only one. Tom Brady's retired. So basically, it's Rodgers, it's my homeboy, and Lamar Jackson that can say that they've been MVPs. So that's the standard in which Lamar has to be judged by.
Hold on. You already said now. Now he's switching up because remember, we always said, why are you not judging Justin Herbert hard? Right? Now he's saying, it's because Justin Herbert was never an MVP. Changing. I'm not done yet. Check this out.
Ravens, congratulations. You guys played really well today. Now, if y'all can bottle that up and package that up, the way the defense got after Jared Goff and the way Lamar played and you ran the football with Edwards and Hill. And Lamar's going to sprinkle little runs here and there. But in order to take that next step, in order for the Ravens to get to where they want to get to, Lamar's going to have, and I'm not saying, 21 or 27, 3, this or that, but he's going to have to become more efficient at throwing the football.
You already said now. Okay, now we're done with those. Now it's time for you to get smoked. I'm gonna smoke you. Let me let you understand this. You saw he snuck the word efficient in. That is only correlating to the media, mass media's perception of what Lamar Jackson is in their eyes, right? Because it's always been a notion that he's not a good thrower of the ball. He's not a good quarterback. He's a good athlete. He's not a great quarterback, but he's a great football player. That's been the notion and the precipice and stance that they have taken when it's come to him. Now, y'all heard what he said when he said, we only want him to grade Lamar good because he's a black man. You heard him say, it's only because he does well in his in his community and judge him like that. You notice how he named every single one of the quarterbacks when he was going against was a white quarterbacks. Then he said that he cannot grade Lamar. Well, he put in Dak, he put in Kyler. That's the only time of difference. He's playing this game. I need you to look beyond the flesh, beyond the top, the crust, the surface. He said efficient, right? That's what he said. He said the Ravens need to be more efficient or Lamar can't go. Because remember, that's the trope. This is becoming too easy. And Shannon, I'm talking directly to you. This is becoming too easy, sir. So, having only 6 incompletions is unheard of. Or around that is unheard of. And the other game, remember, he never critiqued Lamar on the last game that they won, even though they did not play particularly well like we wanted them to in London. He never talked on live about the London game. But check this out about efficiency. See, y'all make this too easy for me. I take this. If you give me and let me go into an argument that I can take you apart, I can come in with all the stuff that I have on you, you're not winning. This is what I want y'all to look at. Yesterday, Lamar Jackson completed 77.8% of his passes on 21 of 27. That's the top portion. That's 10 22. That's yesterday, okay? For 357 yards, 13.2 yards average on the 3 touchdowns. Do you notice something on that list for efficiency? There's only been one game, that he completed under 70% of his passes. And do you know what game that was? That's the game when his receivers decided to not be receivers. Oh! And you know that. You know that. You know I know you know that? Because you have people in your ear. You don't know all the stats, and you can't fully watch the games from minute to minute, second by second. It's impossible. What you get Cliff Notes. The people that are writing your Cliff Notes when it comes to Lamar Jackson and these Ravens, you need to fire them. And you stand on it, and you defend it, okay? So tell me, how much more efficient do you want? You said what he did was unheard of. He's already had another game this year with 77.3 completion. That's efficiency. He already had another game this year where he passed for 78.9%. That's efficiency. Remember the word that Ocho Cinco said. He said it's unheard of. He's been doing it the entire year. That goes to show you that they don't know. He doesn't know. He knows, but it doesn't fit his narrative. I know. Listen, I can make this racial and say that, hey, you don't. When it comes to black quarterbacks, you have all the smoke, and for white quarterbacks, you be right. I can go there, especially Stephen A. Smith. We're not going at Stephen A. Smith. I'm not going for low-hanging fruit. That's too easy. I'm saying you have a personal vendetta. Personal. That we've already seen you talk about when you were at your time undisputed. Tell me how much more efficient you want him to be. He's completing 71% of his passes. So what Shannon Sharpe is saying is that for him to win, he has to complete 80% of his passes, 90% of his passes. Well, we should expect that. Why? Because he's a former MVP. And he doesn't, remember what he said. He doesn't have to grade Justin Herbert like that. Because Justin Herbert's not an MVP. Kyler, Dak, Burrow. But you've said multiple times that these other guys are better than Lamar. You see? See what I'm talking about? Shannon, look, man, I'm going to be real with you, man. Your credibility is shot on this topic. You are a Hall of Fame player. No one can take that away from you. Brother, you are one of the greatest players to ever play in the NFL as a player. But when it comes to judging this specific person named Lamar Jackson, you have been unfair, you have not been transparent, and you have taken pot shots. And this is just one of the things. You're talking out the side of your neck. And you're doing it loudly. You're doing it proudly. Shannon Sharpe, if you see this, explain. How much more efficient do you want him to be? The only game that he has had under 70% completion is the game where his receivers dropped 8 passes. The most in the last 4 or 5 years in the NFL. And they dropped 3 touchdowns. You blame them for that. You blame them for that game. You say, hey, well, they could have still won the game if you would have, not thrown it this way and that way. If everybody's dropping the ball. Everybody's dropping the ball. As a quarterback, you start being like, yo, I got to be more perfect. You start doing things uncharacteristic because guys are letting you down. And in that game, he still had 236 passing yards. That game should have been statistically a better game than yesterday's game. But go off, Mr. Sharpe. Look, you have a lot of give because of your achievements and accomplishments as a former NFL player. And I can't take none of that away from you, brother. You went out there and you bust your tail to earn that stuff. But as a commentator, specifically speaking on the Ravens and Lamar Jackson, explain it. You won't. You'll dodge it. You'll try to change up the narrative. Now, I can shoot down those narratives all day. Has nothing to do with that he's a black quarterback. Hey, part of it is, especially with Stephen A. But that's low-hanging fruit. Explain to me how much more efficient you need him to be. You want him to be. And if the MVP, him being an MVP, is why you judge him so much harder than everybody else, then why don't I hear that when Patrick Mahomes plays bad? Why? Why would you say Joe Burrow's a better quarterback than him then? Why have you said Justin Herbert's a better quarterback than him then? Oh. But what do you guys think? Do you think Nitro's tripping? Do you think I've made my point quite clear? Do you think Shannon Sharpe is taking pot shots? Let me know down in the comments section what you think about Shannon Sharpe and the Lamar Jackson feud. Because he even put in there, oh, Lamar had some words for me. Lamar said nothing. Lamar critiqued himself kind of hard after this game. And he wasn't happy. But don't worry, Lamar don't got to do it. I'm here, and I got slapped for all day for every single one of you haters. Because you see, I don't mind when you critique Lamar if he has a bad game. That's fair. He's not perfect. He's going to miss throws. He's going to have bad games. But when you make excuses for why you don't do it to other guys, other players to the level that you do Lamar, it's comical to me, especially when you pick those guys to be better players than Lamar. But here we are. Here we are. And that's an episode of The Wunderkind Show. Thank you for watching. And now we get down, we have fun and we laugh, but everything we talk about rooted in what? Facts and truth. Please do remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment. You don't love the comments. And if you haven't done so already, check out The Wunderkind Show's Patreon. Yes, 3 tiers of content goodness waiting for your consumption. Give it a look. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. And at the bottom of the screen on this side is a QR code. QR code's to a Cash App. If you want to donate to this channel, help with equipment and stuff like that, that's how you do it. It's to a Cash App. Cash App is $, The Wunderkind Show. Super, super easy. And you can find it in the description of every video that we do. Literally. All right? But once again, this is The Wunderkind Show. This show is Nitro signing off. And as always, you know my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. It's too easy, baby. Yerp.